Guys, you know what I'm doing? I'm actually doing the former US President Donald Trump's signature dance. Oh my god, I'm coughing. Hey, there are big acts and actors in this world, guys. I've been laughing. I was actually laughing from TikTok. I started to come live. Hey, this place is a very, very funny place. Guys, we need to catch up on all trending gist. Right now, a lot of people are not here, but I have to start up in case you know how live streams work. Even though it's a live stream, later on it shows up in the For You page, the FYPs, and someone will just have to start up the video on like you saying, "Hello guys, nobody's here, nobody's there." So I have to start up like I'm talking. If you ever see this on your timeline, on your page, on your For You page, you just start listening and start laughing and start hearing the gist as it is. Hot is dropping hot, guys. Yes, and please, my kids will be interrupting me from time to time. Right now, one is already calling me mom, mom, mom. Please come in, come in, come. Let me hear you. So my kids will also be interrupting me, and that's the that's the work of a mom. Come, let me help you. That's the work of a mom. So they will always be interrupting you as long as you're within eyesight. Okay, guys, do you know I'm live? You know I'm live, right? And you're interrupting me. I go, bye. Bye. Close my door. So, guys, yes, go. Close the door. You're looking for what stuff? Mama, please go away, okay? I'm live. I don't want you interrupting me. Yeah. So as I was saying, guys, a lot has been going on, food related and not so food related. It's been a lot these days, especially on TikTok, guys. When you enter that space, you find out a lot of things happening. It's been it's been trending. I want to think of the first one to talk about. Meanwhile, I'm feeling kind of excited because my collarbones have started showing. Hey, hi from Poland. How do you say hi in Polish? Mm, is it hola? No, that's Spanish. Hi, how you doing? Anyway, the first gist I want to give you guys, I've been on this weight loss kind of thing. Like I've always said since I had kids, I've been piling on weight, like packing weight. Okay. Sex. Oh gosh, I don't know. I don't know. Just sex. How do you say that? I don't know. So I've been piling on weight, and guys, I've been on a weight loss journey, and I'm really finding it excited. With oh, it's hard. Yeah, I know. It's close to Russian, or is it Russian? Polish, Russian? No, they're different. It's hard, but maybe if I decide to put my mind into it, yeah, Polish is different. Polish is Poland. Yeah, if I decide to put my mind into it, I may start grabbing little. So, guys, hi, guys. Yeah, please give me a thumbs up for this. Like, I want to talk about everything I can talk about. But first, is Paris Olympics is going on. Oh, guys, I have a call coming. Guys, check the door. Check if that is at the door, okay? Because I'm live, I don't want to interrupt by picking the call. So, guys, I want to just talk about everything going on. Guys, a bit interrupted. My husband is calling me. So I've been piling on weight for the longest time. Yeah, I think I'm live, so I don't want this to go off. So I've been piling on a lot of weight since I had my baby, and I have 4 kids right now. And I've been trying my best to shade weight. Guys, please, I'm so excited. I'm pumped. I'm hyped. The last time I stood on the scale, I had lost 5 kg, and I've been on my 10,000 steps a day walk, and it's been amazing, guys. I'm already seeing my collarbone. Guys, can you see this collarbone? Hey, I'm really excited. If you know how much collarbones mean to anybody going on a weight loss, you understand that I'm really, really, really excited. It's really exciting knowing that I've been putting in the work and the work is actually showing up. Guys, please can you leave this place? You're making noise and I'm talking to my guys here. So I'm so excited, and I've been going on a 10,000 steps walk. When I started this journey, I was tracking it till around day 44 or day 43. Yeah, 43 or 44. But I lost track because on the next day that I couldn't meet up, I couldn't get up to that streak. Guys, can you please excuse me? Thank you. People, please, please, please go. Thank you. So, yeah, close my door. Thank you. So on that day, that was about 4 days ago, I couldn't meet up with the walk. I stopped at 6,000 steps and that was it. My tracker stopped recording the tracking and I'm like, okay, since you stopped recording this tracking for, and I have to start again. So I'm back again to day 3. So it's been like over, let's say over 49 days or 50 days of consistently walking 10,000 steps a day. Guys, see, the enemy of anything weight gain or most of these sicknesses is sedentary lifestyle. Never sit at a place. If you can move, please move, move, move. If you're not moving, it goes with a lot of things. One, I couldn't sleep properly. That was when I knew that, guys, there's a problem. And then when I checked into the hospital sometime last year to fix my hernia, they found out that my vitals were not really giving what it should give. So after the surgery, since then I've been on the okay, I'll shed weight, I'll not shed weight, I'll shed weight. But now I'm taking it a lot more serious and everything has been going well. My sleep patterns has, if all come back to where they should be, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Guys, please, the enemy is sitting at a place. Never be a couch potato. Please work. Move your body, work. And that being said, I've been doing this outdoors and it has been like, working outdoors, even though I feel some type of sense of security here in Saudi Arabia, but you can never tell who is watching you when you're on these steps. So it's good I switched off my plans instead of going for my walk outside. Most of the times I'm indoors doing my 10,000 steps, like walking back the hallway, back and forth, and it has been going really, really amazing. Guys, please subscribe to this channel and also give me a thumbs up for this video. So yes, the Paris Olympics has started, guys. Oh God, who saw the opening ceremony? We have a lot to talk about. Well, I'm not against any group, any community, any gender related kind of personality, but that opening ceremony was, a little bit of chaotic. It was a little bit of chaotic. The the presentations, which is supposed to be about, the presentations were supposed to be about, showing us the French culture as the host nation, but I was getting all that type of vibes. That horse. Please, I'm not good at subliminals. I don't know what these things mean, but sometimes when you're watching some of these things, they tend to mess up with your mind. You're thinking, what am I watching? What's the essence of these things they're showing? Can't you just do a dance, show the athletes and their various countries and keep it moving? Some of these things carry so much interpretations behind the scene, and there are people who are good at, pointing out this thing means this thing. Can you see how they're behaving like drag this, drag that? I even saw like a drag Passover feast. Was it okay? The Last Supper. Like how you have in the Christian religion, the Christian Bible, where Jesus had the Last Supper with his disciples. I saw something of that nature going on, but in a drag format. I'm like, this opening ceremony is not giving. Like, and it was a bit chaotic. But well, there were other fun sites. Guys, did you watch Celine Dion's Celine Dion's performance? Has some music, guys. That woman can sing, and I was really, because I've watched her in that her documentary in the past couple of days where she talked about the her health challenges and her health issues. I'm like, oh my God, as she's singing, is she going to go into some sort of crisis? Because we've heard of that and how she says these things come up, flare up. I'm like, oh my God, her voice, her voice. Celine Dion is that woman. God, her voice. If you haven't watched it, please just spend some time with me, and after that, go and watch Celine Dion's Olympic ceremony performance. That was 10/10. That was the best. That was just the best presentation from me in this whole Olympics thing I've seen. Oh, Celine Dion, no cap. She is the best. She was just the best presenter. Every other thing they did that and that opening ceremony, I don't know, doesn't give in. Yeah, and apart from the athletes, showing themselves, and yeah, that was it. Hi, Zenata. How are you? Where are you from? Oh, who is here again? Is me Angel here? Where are you guys from? Patricia Battles, are you still here? Okay, please tell me where you're from. And you know what I'm talking about. Right now, I'm talking about the Paris Olympics and how I see it. I saw it as something a bit chaotic. And, some of this gender related stuff where they have to bring in kids. There were kids in the background, yeah, presenting as well. So some of these things I don't tend to, put my eye on it, but it was a bit chaotic. There are some opening ceremonies you watch and they're forever etched in your memory, like they're stamped in your memory, like the Qatar World Cup presentation, the opening ceremony. When you think of these guys, who are those Korean guys? The Korean guy, we look who we are. We are the dreamers. We make it happen. That presentation is still here in my memory. I think of it. You have to when something is an opening ceremony, you have to do something that people will always remember. Yes, Paris. But for me, it's Celine Dion. Celine Dion's performance was 10/10, like 101 over 100. It was so good. It was really so good. So I think, yeah, she did well. And then when the athletes were passing, we saw America, we saw all the countries that were there. And then one country that stood out for me was North Korea. The North Korean athletes, when they were passing, sorry, guys, I told you my kids will be interrupted. So the North Korean athletes, when they were passing, they were so happy. They looked excited. They were waving. All how they wave during as they show themselves. And I was just stuck with are they going to run away? Like, are they going to run from Paris? If they run, what will happen? Will their leader, King John, look after them, start looking for them? Do they feel this freedom? Can they compare this freedom with what they have back home? How do they feel? Aren't they excited? Can they see other clothing styles? All the things we hear about North Korea and how they live over there. And then we have these athletes now in Paris. Is one of the like how they describe Paris. Like they describe it as one of the beautiful places, cities in the world. But is it really? Yeah, let's just leave it at that. But you know, they were just looking so happy and excited, and I'm like, these North Korean athletes. I hope you guys are not going to run from here. I hope you guys are not going to run away after this event, like, or even before the event starts. They're going to like take to their heels. That's what I was just thinking. Like, are you guys not enjoying this freedom? And while you guys are here, you guys are going to be looking at, other people, seeing how they talk, see how they behave, watch the TVs, and probably even hear one or two things about your countries that you can't even hear back home. Imagine. Well, I just looked at them. I'm like, they look so happy. I think they're going to, have fun here, and that's it. That's it for the Olympics. So I can't wait for other things I hope to see. Even though I don't sit down to just watch put my face and start watching Olympics. But from time to time, and when you're on TikTok or when you're in any of these platforms, you're going to see all these, clips here and there, all the dramas, all the tea. Even if you don't watch on TV, you see all these things. You're going to hear about anything happening. Even the ceremony hasn't even started, or the games haven't even started, and there was already an arson attack in Paris. That's it happened like it was a coordinated attack, as they said. I'm like, God, a lot is going to go down, God, but please let it be safe and let everything happen and just end. And there were a lot of policemen from different countries. I saw all that. I saw India, I saw Morocco, I can remember. I saw USA. Man, a lot. I've never even seen games where other police people have to come, or maybe they've always come, but because of social media, we see a lot more things happening on ground. So seeing all these other police officers from different countries was really heartwarming. I was like, okay, wow, it looks really nice. So I can't wait to see other and hear other, tea and other gists coming from Paris. That's France. That would be so, so good and so, so nice. So that's it for the Olympics. I'm still in awe of Celine Dion and her performance. That performance was, like I said, 101 over 100. Yes. So yeah. And then the next thing I want to talk about in this live is the Mukbang star that lied. I'm going to use the word lied to show that she would I what word did I use? Unalived, yeah. She unalived herself. Yeah, she did it because that was what her actions got, and it's so sad. That's really not so good. Mukbang. In case if you don't know what mukbang is, if you're watching, is this is it what is it, well, it's part of content creation, yeah, food content creation where the creator is surrounded by lots of food and they eat a lot, like eat so much, like so many plates of food at a time. We had Nikki Cado. I don't know if you guys know Nikki Cado. He's a popular YouTube star. I don't know. I don't even know why people enjoy watching this. You just enjoy watching someone eating. I don't know whether it's because of the ASMR, like no sound. You're just eating the sloppy sound of noodles, soups, crunchy bites. Just maybe that. I don't know why they enjoy, watching this kind of stuff. But yeah, over time we've seen Nikki Cado and one other lady, and there are others, there are a host of others who enjoy this content. They enjoy making the content. We've seen Nikki Cado go from one weight to a very large weight, like morbidly obese, just because you get to eat all these things. And the truth is, you can't say you're going to eat this food and later on you give yourself a break so that your body can use up all the energy. Guys, my kids are interrupting. So in case if you're hearing anything, please pardon. And they know I'm live. So they try to maybe control themselves, but it is what it is. And then let me go back to what I was saying. You can't eat a lot over time with the hope that, okay, let me say if I start mukbang today, I started it today. I'm not going to say, oh, tomorrow I'm going to give myself a break for some days because this is content. When they say be consistent, be consistent, be consistent, this is the content you've chosen. So that means you have to be consistent in eating so much at a time. And because people are watching, just like now, as I'm talking now, I can see two people in the room. Then imagine I'm talking, I can see 10 or a lot of people, or even if it's not live streamed, even if it's pre-recorded, I see a million views. I think it's going to like encourage me. It's going to boost my morale. Like keep doing what you're doing. You're doing well. Keep doing what you're doing. You're doing well. So I'm like, okay, if you start eating like that, you're going to keep eating and eating and eating. And do you know what happens? Your bowel, your stomach is going to expand. It's going to expand so much that if you haven't eaten, you have to feed that bowl. You have to, and even if you have to eat, even if your normal portion outside of food content creation or that content creation, you're going to eat and eat so much till okay, you're satisfied, because that is what happens to us as humans when we eat and we don't feel satisfied. It's simply because our bowl is not so filled. And then if you have to watch your weight, that means it will take some time for your bowl to shrink, and you start eating little portions. That is if you're conscious about eating little portions. So that is what happens with these mukbang stars. They eat so much. Because they eat so much, that means every moment they have to be eating to satisfy their craving, to fill up their bowel, and it's not a good thing. So this mukbang star, she's 24 years old, yeah, as I heard. She's 24, and on the 14th of July, while live, eating live, the live stream this, she was eating and eating until that was the end of her. This is not funny because according to autopsy report says that this her tummy ripped. Imagine you eat so much and eat to the extent your intestines rip open, all your stomach acid start pouring out, your skin. Can you just imagine that? Just imagine that. I have her on it on my thumbnail, the thumbnail for this live. Imagine your tummy rips open because you're eating and eating so much. That is that is I don't know how to just describe this. I don't know the word to use to describe this, but that is really absurd that someone has to eat and eat and eat. Like sometimes I'm like wondering, even though you're live streaming, as you're eating, like I'm live streaming now, as they're eating, are you not feeling some pain to say, okay, guys, I have to stop, I have to go, I have to, or just say something and say you have to go, so maybe you can call 911 or, the emergency services you have in your country. I don't know what country that is. But you keep eating till, oh no, your body can't take it any longer. And that was how it happened. Your tummy or her tummy ripped open and everything left this bowl. Can you just imagine that? I try to think of it. Eat so much such that intestine should open the bowl. It's like guys, no. Just like Nicky Cado, he has been eating and eating and he's become morbidly obese. Now he has breathing issues. He has a whole lot of issues. Guys, is the money worth it? Is the money worth it that you become so ill, you become sick, you become, you know, you're not yourself, you become morbidly obese. Guys, do you know what it means to be morbidly obese? Like obesity that you can't even move freely, guys. Let me tell you, even why I don't even like to be, I'm not, no offense, no fat shaming, but why I don't like to be on the big side is because I've been pregnant a couple of times. I know what it means to be big. Because in that pregnancy, your whole body is big, your tummy is big. Even to lie on the bed, you're trying to find a particular, a particular position to place yourself. But unlike when you're just free and you dive into bed, okay, dive into your bed and sleep. Now, why would someone, say, okay, I'm going to keep eating and eating and eating and eating and eating until there's no more room and I become so big. In fact, they should ban mukbang. I'm going to, if I had the say, if I was in the room where things are being discussed, especially if I was a part of YouTube executives and TikTok executives, Facebook, Snapchat. Is this called Snapchat? Yeah, Snapchat. If I was in that room, we're going to say no, no, no. We're going to ban mukbang because it's not good for the body. It's not good for the health. It's not. What does it teach for people to be eating? That's gluttony. It doesn't teach anything good. The same way they censor what we watch, what we listen to. They need to start censoring this. They need to ban mukbang. I don't know. I don't see the fun in it. Is it till a lot of people run into health scares, just the same way TikTok has come under fire for pushing out contents that endanger lives, especially young people's lives. So they should also add mukbang as something that is not good, like can endanger people's lives. I think it should be banned. So the girl, the lady, the mukbang star, so she's finally no more. An autopsy report says that there were undigested food, remnants found in her. Imagine she has eaten so much, not just the one she was eating on the day it happened, but maybe the one she has eaten in the past days, they're still yet to digest. Can you imagine eating so much? Your body hasn't even gotten a breathing space. It's still working so hard to dispel these things off. I can't imagine it. Please, whoever is in charge, please, if you guys are watching this, if you know who is in charge of censoring a lot of things from these social media platforms, let's start moving for Mukbang to be cancelled. Like cancel, ban it. Let them ban Mukbang. I like no. It needs to be banned. Like I don't see the essence of the program. I don't see the essence of the content. I don't see the essence of the content, guys. So, guys, what do you think? I have two people here. Please give me a thumbs up for this video. And did I say video? Give me a thumbs up for this live stream, guys. And also, please subscribe to the channel if you're here. So that's it. Even though I love to create food content, yeah, I'm a food content, but I'm a big advocate of portion control. Eat eat in bits, eat in small portions of every meal. I do not advocate for the removal of carbs, like when I hear people say they no longer eat carbs. But there is a reason why we have the classes of food, like I've said in one of my videos. There's a reason we have carbohydrates. All these food, classes of food are all important to the body. The carbohydrate, the protein, the fats, the minerals, the dietary fiber, they're all important, but what matters is eating in bits, eat in little portions. And there's this culture. I don't know which people have this culture. Is it the Chinese? Yeah, of not finishing every meal. I think I go with that. Like you mustn't eat to the extent they're like, "Ugh, I can't walk again. Oh my god." No, don't eat to that point. Just eat in just good portion. If I used to serve, let me say, if I used to serve 5 ladles of rice, I reduce it to like 2 or 1.5, and I fill it up with dietary fibers found in vegetables. Add your protein, drink lots of water, and then you can eat like 2 times in a day or 3 if you want. But let it just be at that time, and don't binge eat. Any food you have to eat, just eat it at that time. So let it not be like a lot of people are banking in their homes because we're not all they are not all filming it. But that's why I said don't encourage all these contents. So people in their homes are not also eating randomly, eating lots of cookies. You can eat half a cookie or one cookie and that's it. Do not finish the whole pack. I create food content and I also encourage people to move around, burn the calories, burn everything you get from this food, and eat in small bits so you maintain a good weight. I won't say because I create food content, then be eating everything. No, that's not good. Too much of everything is bad. And at the same time, I'm not going to say do not eat carbs, do not eat this, do not eat that. That in fact, it's not sustainable. The main thing is to have a sustainable lifestyle. Because if I say, oh, don't eat biscuits, and you like biscuits, you see, it's not good. You can just eat just a cookie, a biscuit, a piece of cake, as against having a whole platter of cakes. Just satisfy that craving and say, oh yeah, I tasted the cake or I tasted the biscuit, and that's it. So I'm not going to say, oh, don't eat of all those things. It's not feasible. It's not sustainable. The goal is to live a sustainable lifestyle. If I can't do something, I don't want to do it. And if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it moderately. Everything should be done in moderation. That's what I advocate for. And that's it for Mukbang. Mukbang should be cancelled. No, nothing should. In fact, whoever started it, let's go back to that person and say, no, 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 why did you start this? Please, please, please come out and tell people to stop. Do not watch it anything. I know they make a lot of money from this because that's one of the driving forces of content creation. Because if you're not making money, of what is it posting? But that's it for people who make a lot of money and people who intend to make money. Some other people, they're just passionate about showing their craft, airing their opinions, telling people what they know, how they think, how they feel. And that's it for mukbang. It should be cancelled. Now to my next topic. Hi guys. Hey, 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 hey. Hi, how are you? Fresh lift. So that's it for the next topic. Oh, somebody has been calling me, and I don't want to end. I do not want to end this live. So so for the next topic, I'll be talking about Ballerina Farm. If you know Ballerina Farm, she's popular on Instagram especially, and she's also popular on TikTok, yeah. And not so long, she started a YouTube channel, and I'm sure by now it must have which word do I want to use now? It must have grown really, really well. Like she must have amassed a lot of followers. There's a word I wanted to use, but I don't know, it didn't click. And that's it. Anything goes. So she must have grown a lot on YouTube as well. I haven't checked her channel, but on on Instagram, IG, she has over 9 million followers. Yeah. So Ballerina Farm for me, she's just the queen of trad wives. I give it to her. She's doing really, really good. She creates content alongside her children and her husband. She's a young woman who has about 8 children. Yeah, she currently has 8 children. She lives on a farm with her husband, and she is a woman who loves to dance ballet. She loves to dance ballet. So according to a lot of people, because most times when it has to do with individual life, sometimes I don't like to like put my mind or put my thinking or put my spectacle, looking at people's lives. It sometimes is really, really absurd. Yeah. So according to my findings and what I've gathered, she was or she is a part of the Mormon, would I call it a church? Mormon church, that's the LDS, Latter Day Saints, yeah, LDS community, and they have their own way of life. And also, she met her husband when she was 21. Yeah, I think that's pretty young. She met her husband at age 21, and her husband was 23, and he wooed her and all that stuff, blah blah blah. And in a short while, they got married. And after that, in 3 months' time, she got pregnant with her first child. And yeah, what else? Got pregnant with her first child. And that was it. And before that time, she got admitted into Juilliard. It's a school for ballerina. If you're interested in ballet, it's a school in New York. But she was pregnant. I guess that was where the program or the schooling or the project is everything is a project, yeah. Everything is a project. So I guess that is where the project ended for her, and she started raising her kids. Having kids. Her husband started the farm and raising her kid, and then the name of their farm is Ballerina Farm. For me, she's the face of the business because it's a business. Most times when you're watching, she's also promoting what they have, maybe packs of meat or a platter of meat and cheese, maybe a cooking ware like a ladle or apron, all those kind of good stuff. And then over time, people feel like she has had a lot of children. It's not normal. Is she pretending to be happy? When you watch these things, I just feel people are just bringing out their lives, but I don't see it in a come and help me, guys. I'm frustrated kind of, lifestyle. I don't see things like that. I see it as okay, she wants us to pick something from her life. And I feel that she's inspiring because I got to follow her. Guys, you can also follow me on Instagram, Platinum Diner. I don't get to share a lot of my life there, but get to show my recipes. But please give me a follow. Maybe I have to start switching it off. Maybe switch it up rather. I have to start switching it up by showing a little bit of my maybe life. Yeah. But what there maybe snap picture here and there. Anyway, so for me, she puts her content, that is Hannah of Ballerina Farm. She puts her content there, and for me, I found her inspiring. That is why I started following her in the first place, because I felt, wow, this woman cooks a lot, like cooks from scratch. Is a real farm life. It's more like seeing a movie. I feel like she is somebody in later years, or maybe in recent or in years to come, movie directors and actors will kind of make her life into a movie. So her life, she shows us her life on the farm, milking a cow, drinking fresh cow milk. In fact, she is the first person I've seen, she and her kids, milk a cow and drink from, like, drink directly from the cow, like put it in a cup, put the milk in a cup and drink. I'm like, first time I saw it, I was like, is this good unpasteurized milk? I never knew people just drink that. Or I know, but that I haven't seen. But because everything is obtainable in this part of the world, in every part of the world. This is the earth. People can do anything, but I haven't really consciously seen. I just watched her milk a cow and drink from the cow. Like, it was really like, wow. I was really like, wow, this is really, really amazing. And she shows us parts of her farm, how she does her farming. Huh. Man, I saw her as a very strong woman, and I still see her as a very strong woman. And then she's into pageantry. She said she has been doing this whole beauty pageant thing from a young age. And wow, I find, man, I watched her get into Mrs. America contest. I think she won. I think she won. Yeah, did she win? Because I'm not always on Instagram, but once in a while when I go, I check my stories, and it's on the stories that she shares a lot. She doesn't even share. She shares on her normal, timeline, but on the stories we see like their daily living, her kids. So recently there was an article by a Times magazine interviewer. The person interviewed her and wrote about what she thinks from her finding, from her observation, how she responded. She found out that while asking her question, her husband Daniel, that is Hannah's husband Daniel, was maybe answering for her at some point, or she notices Hannah looks at her husband for an answer to know whether she's giving the appropriate answer. And then the reporter says her children are also talking over her, or maybe that she didn't get that time to sit down properly to get answers from her. So people interpret it, or even the writer interpret it as a form of control. You can imagine that, like, as if there's a form of control. But I don't know. You don't live with these people. And when I keep saying that content creation is all about, it's all about acting, guys. It's all about acting. Whatever they show, anybody shows you, whatever a content creator shows you, is what they want you to see. If they don't want you to see anything, they won't show you. And everybody tries to draw a particular narrative about themselves. For example, now, I'm going to use myself as an example. If I want to show you that I'm a good mom to my kids, I'm going to put out all the content surrounding being a good mom. For example, and these are things that happen in real life here. Note, content creation most times, apart from the acting, yeah, there's acting, but some things happen in real life, but it's just that content creators tend to throw more light, like expose more of the narrative they're trying to project. They're trying to show more light or show more of the things they want people to see about them. And in order to will I say, in order to direct opinions and thinking about how they want to be viewed. For example, like I said, if I'm to show myself as a good mom, I'm going to be showing myself, okay, I'll be showing you guys, or I'll be showing my audience, me, waking up my children in a calm way, giving them kisses on their forehead, giving them kisses on their cheek, hugging them, feeding them well, cooking lovely food for my kids and giving it to them and saying all the nice words, even if it's that what I say on a regular to them, but I'm going to show more of that. And I'm going to show more of me talking to my children calmly, trying to, talk to them calmly. I'm not going to show where my children are, you know, when my children are frustrating me or putting me on the edge and I'm yelling like, oh my God, can you guys stop making noise? I'm not going to put all that part. So you see, if I keep doing this every, because most times content creation is repetitive rather. It's repetitive. You keep doing the same thing over and over in different ways. You get. So if I keep showing my good mom aspect, I'm a good mom. Let me check the time. I'm a good mom. I feed my children. But if I keep doing this on a regular, you, before you know it, a lot of people will start making comments. Like people who are going to pass my timeline, or people who are going to sit are going to start saying, "Oh, you're such a good mom. I love the way you do this. I love the way you hug your kids. I love the way you kiss your kids. I love the way I love the way you cook good food for your family. Oh, I love the way you love your husband, because of what the narrative have shown. But behind the scene, I'm not going to, the person is not going to show their the not so good sides, and that is how it is. So when I say the ballerina farm lady is showing us how her life is on the farm with her kids, she's being the traditional wife, she's catering to her family, she's cooking meals from scratch, she's loving her husband Daniel, and she's having lots of kids because that's what they love. Because if she doesn't love having lots of kids, she wouldn't. I've seen her sister, as she shows, because she shows her family as well. Her sister has lots of kids. Her mom had, like, is it 7 kids? Yeah, her mom has lots of kids. It's just their way of life. And people are saying it's because of their church and all that. I don't know, but they love having a big family. Because she loves having a big family, is she going to stop because social media people are saying she's having lots of family, and people are trying to also see that she's sad? Maybe that is her look. I don't know. I don't see all these things. Oh, I don't see all these other things people are saying. I'm just trying to see people who are working on their farm now. But the problem is, that is the way I've always viewed her. But the problem is narrative from the Times writer, who feels that she is being controlled, like she has to look at her husband to give an answer, or her children are talking over her. And then she said that she had all her deliveries without epidural, and the last one, she got an epidural and it felt amazing. She used the word it felt amazing. And she said that because when she got the epidural, her husband Daniel wasn't in the room, he had stepped out. So you see, does it mean that it's her husband? Because that's how people are trying to interpret it. Does it mean that her husband is the one who influences her decision? Like, so she had 7 births, or any of the births, all the other 7 without epidural. Probably that's how people are thinking. Probably because her husband says no, you must do it the normal way, like the Hebrew woman in the Bible, or the whatever how they describe it. People are trying to connect the dots, pick one or two together, and guys, it's really exhausting. This is why I pity family content creators. Like, if they're going through a lot, the moment you start showing yourself and showing everything about you, your family, just leave it out there. Everybody's going to go with their narrative. Everybody's going to go with how they feel about you, whether it's right or wrong. And once the narrative starts flying, that's it. It has started flying. There's nothing you can do about it. So right now, people are like, oh my God, she wanted to be a ballerina, and then this guy wooed her, coerced her, started and she started having kids, and now she has lost herself because that's narrative with trad wife. People are saying no, our grandmothers and our great grandmothers were trad wives and they didn't like being trad wives. So now, why are you a trad wife? You've lost your whole identity, being on the farm, surrounded by children, raising children, and you're no longer the ballerina you wanted to be. And that's okay. That's okay, because if you look at this, it looks okay, because I I tend to see her happier whenever she's trying to dance, because she may even try to wear an apron and you see her dancing, doing the ballet stuff. She always looks very happy whenever she's doing ballet, even if it's just a short, you know, And for a second, she always looks happy. And people are like, okay, according to the reporter, the ballet studio that maybe that's a part of the house that was initially kept to be her studio where she can do her ballet thing, and probably teach her children, yeah, any of that. Her husband converted it to the classroom for his kids. It almost seems like she's lost. She doesn't have any sense of self. She It's a whole lot of discourse going on, especially on TikTok. People are dissecting this from every aspect. People are now like, I even saw someone saying, "Oh, you met that man and you just got engaged or got married to him in 3 months." You see, these things, that's it. This when they immediately they marry you, they take over you and you can't do anything, you're lost, you don't have an idea of who you are and all that. I find it very, very, I don't know. It doesn't work like that for everybody. There are people who just marry in a short while and it's going well for them. But not because she has so many kids and she's not doing her ballet stuff. And then you try to spin a narrative. It's not really nice for anybody to do that. But yeah, people are like, you've lost yourself. You no longer do ballerina, or you're no longer a ballerina as you wanted. You were in a prestigious Juilliard school in New York. New York is in US. And then you pulled out because you couldn't, because you have to raise a family. And all you do every day is cooking from scratch. But guys, do people actually stop to think, okay, she's actually achieving much? Because content creation, a lot of people are even pulling out from their prestigious jobs, from their, those high tech and high class jobs. These days we see people who are doctors who say they no longer want to do this. They wish they can become content, even content creators. They say they wish they can become content creators, or they want to dive into content creating, for content creation. And then even lawyers, even people want to go into arts, people want to express themselves. And when people are saying she has lost herself, I don't get that part, because whatever she's doing now, she's reaching out to a whole lot of people. Imagine having over 10 million followers across. What's 10 million? She has millions of followers across social media platforms. I don't think we should box her. I don't think people should box her, because she's reaching out to a lot of people. She's influencing a lot of people. And yes, she has been in beauty pageants. She's doing well. The latest achievement, I saw them being finalist of one Ernest and something something on her page, where she went with her husband and her children to get the award. That's really nice. That's commendable. I don't think she has really lost herself. It's just like motherhood generally. Sometimes when you're young or before you marry, you have that idea of being a high flyer, like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And then when the kids start coming and you find out that, oh God, I have these kids now, I have to, I have to devote a lot of time to them, especially in their young age, early learning, you have to mold them, because one, children do not ask to be born. You are the one that consciously brought them here. So because you did that, you have to devote your time out, and you become secondary. It's nobody's fault. It's your fault because you decided to have children. And once you have children, you have to nurture them. You have to give them that time. So according to the people, Ballerina Farm, her husband doesn't like nannies. And according to people, since he doesn't have nannies, why are you people still having so much children? Why? Oh, according to, well, people think that she doesn't want to have kids anymore, but her husband insists. Why? Because the Times newspaper or the Times magazine person said, she asked her, "Is this the life you wanted?" She said no. While her husband, on the other hand, said yes. Her husband is like, okay, yes, this is the life. So that means this is the life he wanted. He wanted to have a large farm, which he has. He wants lots of children, which they've gotten. And now, imagine she is now living his dream and not her own dream. This brings a lot into the discourse about how women, you tend to build with someone and then they're left behind. Now, her ballerina class or her ballerina studio has been converted to a class for the homeschool children. Her beauty pageant course she has won. She said Daniel moved it to the garage. Like, dude, and let's not forget, I have to bring it to your notice that Daniel, her husband, is the son of one of the multi-millionaires in the USA. His dad owns JetBlue Airlines, Sky something. In fact, his dad has co-founded or has been on top of the board of a lot of airline businesses in the US, and that's a lot. That means he's rich. People are like, can't you do this for your wife? Can't you, create another studio? Can't you just even build another house by the side, because you guys have a lot of land? Can't you build another studio for her, get a wardrobe, a perfect, a befitting perfect, befitting wardrobe for her beauty pageant clothes? So that's the discourse behind Ballerina Farm. And then another person had to say in the comment, it is called Ballerina Farm, not Ballerina's Farm. So people are also thinking, the more people throw light on something, everybody starts thinking along the lines of, could it be that this lady is just helping this man build himself and their religion is not helping? She's just helping him build himself while she's lost? Because that's the discourse around being a traditional wife. You're helping your husband grow, why your own project is sidelined because she loves to do ballet. I feel her studio should still be there, but I also feel she's accomplishing a lot more. Being an influencer, a lot of people watch her, but she's happier. Yeah, I think I agree. She's happier being a ballerina. Most times when she's in her kitchen, you see her try to do the dance or the steps. And when she takes her daughters to the ballerina class, wherever, she's happier. But now she's so lost in milking cows. And Daniel doesn't want nannies apart from the school teacher. Yeah, I was making excuses for them, but now I'm trying to reason it. I'm trying to reason it. Like, you want her to have lots of kids. She already has 8 children and no help. And Daniel said, her husband said, sometimes she lies in bed for 1 week out of exhaustion. Who wouldn't? To be honest, 8 children, you're cooking from scratch. Oh, I can't imagine him. I have 4 children. I know. So many of the times I'm like, guys, please, can you guys please step away, please? I need my me time. I need. Then imagine 4 extra children. Hey God, this is this is a lot. This is like, and no help. Yeah, I don't have help. I'm okay with it. But 8 children, and it's not like it's forced, because if I want help right now, I'm going to do what I have to do to get help. My husband is going to fall on board. But if her husband is saying no help and she needs help, and sometimes she's exhausted, wow. Because I used to think maybe there's a brain or somebody behind the house or behind the screen doing stuff for her, and she's showing us like she's doing the work. But I'm really impressed if she doesn't have help and they are consistently posting on their platforms. I'm giving her a clap, because this is not easy. Posting content is not easy. That is why, guys, I'm keen into live streaming, because I don't have to do this and edit it and start doing editing out all the parts where I have to cough or where I have to smile too sheepishly. I like that it's live stream, everybody watches me. But Ballerina Farm, they are consistent with this whole thing, content creation, and still she doesn't have help. So the discourse, especially on TikTok, people have taken it off the hook. Nobody tries to see anything. Everybody, especially people who were once part of their kind of church, the Mormon church. I don't know anything about them, so I don't want to dwell much on discussing them. I hate to discuss people's belief, and everybody can believe what they want to believe. But I've been seeing women come out saying they were ex this, ex that, and this is how they are. They tend to control them, they tend to do this. A lot of, well, guys, if you go on TikTok, that is where you find a lot of people are saying all sorts of things. A lot of people are saying, yes, you saw that man saw you in 3 months and married you, and now you're going to lose yourself. No, people shouldn't drive that narrative. I feel Hannah of Ballerina Farm is really doing a good job. She's influencing people, she's showing her life, but To be honest, even though I said I've seen where it is, I still see what people are trying to draw, that she's being controlled. And then people are like, okay, if she's helping Daniel on the farm and having children, I hope she's part of the business, not just being the poster face or the poster for the business. I saw on TikTok someone called that she's the poster face. Okay, not just the face of the businesses they run. I hope she's part of the business, and I hope the money she makes from content creation, she's keeping it, because people are like, are you sure all the money she makes from, you know, her accounts, maybe YouTube, maybe TikTok. I hope the money she's saving it also for herself. And then that brings me to people also saying, oh, leave him, leave him, leave him. I don't get these days. A lot of people, when they hear anything that looks absurd to them, or they don't understand a couple's way of life, they tend to say, okay, get a divorce. Oh, divorce him, divorce him. She didn't complain to anybody, did she? No. This is just what people are insinuating. Besides, her mom also had lots of children. They also attend the same church. Her parents were married for a long time before her dad, passed away from cancer. Was it this year or last year? Yeah. So people shouldn't be advocating for this divorce. She didn't complain. It's until she comes out and starts screaming, "Oh my God, guys, help me, help me, help me! I help me, guys, help me!" Then people can talk. But giving all these weird assumptions, no, I don't agree with it. So that is how the ballerina farm story is currently trending. In fact, I feel it's one of the number one things trending that has trended this week. Apart from the Olympics trending right now, people are talking about the word um, ceremony. The ballerina farm, people are especially women are trying to discuss it a lot more, because as a woman, trust me, yeah, as long as you're going to get married, and as long as you're having children, you're giving a lot of yourself. In fact, women give a lot of themselves, a whole lot. I know men, I'm not being gender biased. Men too give a lot of themselves. People sacrifice, but women give a whole lot of yourself. Remember, you may have a pink body, but the moment you start having children, everything is like, the ones collapsing and collapsing, the ones ripping open and ripping open, the ones. So it that is why there are laws. The people who make laws and interpret laws know what they are doing. They've seen human beings change. They've seen how fickle human beings can be. That is why there are laws, especially in western part of the world, where women's rights are, held in high regards, high esteem. People are like saying, I hope you're part of the ballerina farm business, and you're getting your share in case anything switches. But, did you people sign a prenup? There's nothing I've not heard this week. And yes, sometimes you think of it, because women give a lot of themselves. As you're giving a lot of yourself in the marriage, are you benefiting anything? Do you have any savings? Do you have any backup? Because people who make laws, like I've said, they've seen a lot. They've seen people change. They've seen people fall so in love, have children, and then one person the next day says, no, 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 I'm not doing this. I cannot do this. So that's why there are laws. And that is why people are saying, Hannah of Ballerina Farm, I hope as you're doing all these things, you're looking out for yourself, you're having savings. I hope all the money that comes from your content creation is not going to your husband. And the funny thing is, these days on her page, she tries to show Daniel, she tries to show her husband doing some, work. I've seen him making homemade yogurt. She tries to, show him that's, and that brings me to what I said again. Content creation is all about driving a particular narrative. If you want to show your husband as a very lazy man, you can you can achieve that with content creation. Like, show him more when he's resting, show him when you're chasing after the children and he's not helping out. That's how to drive narrative. And if you also want to show your husband as a loving, helpful people, you show more of where he's helping out, let's say helping out, or where he's doing the house chores, where he's, taking care of the children, giving them health. Like I said, if I want to show myself in a good light as a good mom, I'm going to show you guys giving my husband pecks to my children, waking them up, presenting them with nice meals, making my girls' hair, giving them haircut. I'm going to show more of that. Do I do that on a regular? Yes. But I'm going to make the content more about what I do willingly for my children. I'm not going to show where I'm shouting or screaming at my children. I'm not going to show where I said, oh, guys, I'm not going to show where their hair is bad, where they're having a bad hair day. You get that is content creation. You tend you tend to drive a particular narrative. So I also think people should cut the ballerina farm lady Hannah some slack, cut her some slack. Whenever she complains, if she ever complains to you and says, "Oh, I'm a damsel in distress, help me out, guys," then everybody should be running with their narrative. Because right now on TikTok, it's a lot more. Like, it's a lot. I just feel for them. And I feel it's going to, let me not say it's going to, I feel this kind of thing can affect their relationship, their marriage, especially with maybe her husband and maybe older children. Imagine her husband being a normal loving guy, that is if he is, and now with all this narrative, he's going to start feeling everybody doesn't like me, everybody hates me, because I'm seeing comments saying whenever anything about Daniel shows up on the FYP or even on Instagram, yes. Anytime I see something about him, women are writing under the comments, I can never like you, Daniel. This can never make me like you, Daniel. Imagine a guy reading that, and imagine if he's a loving guy, but just because of the content creation and the content creation narrative, and just this Times Magazine woman, bumping into them on that day, and that's the day she met them. And then Hannah saying this is not the life she wanted. You know, I feel this is going to affect the man and how he sees her, and how their family dynamic has been running. So I feel I just feel a little. I hope Hannah of Ballerina Farm is okay. I hope she's really okay. Yes, let me not forget. I have to talk about, yes, this one is more important, because if I say everything about the Ballerina Farm, even though I'm not so edgy like others on this, if I don't say this, I'm going to be here. So, according to is one of their contents shown on her page, she wanted a ticket to Greece for her birthday. And guess what? On her birthday, her husband Daniel presented her with a pack, a carton. When she was ripping it open, she was like, "Oh, the boys must have tampered with it," or something like that. And then she was like, "Oh, is it a ticket to Greece?" You know, she was hoping that her husband will give her that ticket to Greece. Of course, he can afford it. Of course, his father owns an airline. He can always they can be a discount somehow. I don't know if the flight towards the Greece axis, but he can afford it. He can. Let's not say he can. He owns a big farm. He can afford it. And then when she opened this box, the package, guess what she saw inside? Because to be honest, I was so disappointed. I was like, oh my god. She saw an apron, egg apron. Guys, let me tell you, this is the first time I'm seeing an apron. I think I'm a food content creator, yes, but I wear normal aprons. I've never seen egg apron. And that brings me to, what does he really think about her? She wanted a ticket to Greece. You would have just given it to her, or given her something fancy, even if you don't want the ticket to Greece. You would have just presented her. Daniel should have presented her with something nice, and you're giving her an apron. That doesn't sit well. You're actually telling her, woman, you're made for the kitchen, you're made for the poultry, you're made to be picking eggs, you're made for cooking, you're made for taking care of these kids. Imagine on your birthday, your husband gives you an egg apron. Guys, think of this. It doesn't really sound nice. Mhm. Doesn't sound nice. And it reminds me of one of these family content creators on YouTube, the Sakoni Jollies. Is that how they're called? The Sakoni Jollies, yeah, on YouTube. 1 year like that. That's been over 5 years or 4 years. On Anna's birthday, Jonathan and Anna, they have this channel called the Sakoni Jollies. On Anna's birthday, Jonathan gave her a set of pots, and she was like, pots. It when I saw Hannah of Ballerina Farm open that apron, open the pack and said apron, you could see the slight, because she knows she's being filmed, because people as a content creator you must say a lot of things, because she knows she's being filmed. She was like apron, but if you watch her well you could see the disappointment, but she tried to mask it to show she's excited. And then her husband, she was still talking about it. And then her husband said, "You're welcome." More like, was he trying to say, "Oh, can't you please thank me?" Or "I'm expecting my thank you." Then she now said, "Oh, thanks, honey." She's a content creator. She wouldn't want her family or her husband to be seen in the bad light. So I guess that was why she just acted like that. But imagine wanting a birthday gift and your husband giving you an apron, or even giving me set of spoons or set of ladders. Please, don't give me anything at all. Just wish me happy birthday. Wish happy birthday. Sing, if possible, just sing happy birthday to you. That would be very nice. Then, so that brings me to the end of this live stream. I've tried. This is over 1 hour. Guys, I don't like to talk on a normal day, guys. It's like I've been talking for over 1 hour to keep this entertaining, to keep this live stream going. I actually like live streams, guys. And who is in the house? I don't know who is here with me. I know I have I want one person here. So please give this video a thumbs up and give me a follow, subscribe to the channel. So guys, that is it though. That is how the ballerina farm lady has been, her gist has been everywhere, everywhere. And TikTok guys are not finding it funny. And I really, I'm so full of, would I say, pity for her. Imagine lots of people from different parts of the world talking about you right now. It's really, I'm not really in a good way. Everybody is pitying her. Well, whatever. I hope Hannah is doing well, and I hope Daniel treats her better. Oh yeah. And I have, yeah, if my trade meal arrives today, I'll be so happy. I'll be super excited when my trade meal arrives today. Yeah. So that's it. So what else has also happened? Yes, before I end this live stream, I also want to talk about the news that trended 2 weeks ago. That is the Dubai princess. Yeah, the Dubai princess divorced her husband on Instagram. Hmm. Well, Daddy, what? Okay. Okay, I'm coming. I'll soon end my life. I'll end the life. I'll say it. Okay. The divorced princess divorced her, the Dubai, or did I say divorced princess? The Dubai princess divorced her husband on live stream. What am I saying? I'm tired of talking, guys. The Dubai princess divorced her husband on Instagram. She said, "I divorce you, I divorce you, and I divorce you." Oh my God. I don't know if that happens. Is that how the Muslims, the women divorce men in, you know, in that part of the world? It's really, yeah, people have really talked about this, and people are trying to channel that is the women empowerment thing, that women are getting bolder, and all that good stuff. Yeah, women are getting bolder. The truth is, these days you can't treat a woman anyhow. Don't treat a woman anyhow. In fact, these days when women are living, if you have children, because before they'll say, "Oh, she has children so she won't want to leave." These days if women want to leave, they will leave you and leave the children. In fact, take care of the children. So you see what she has been seeing, they will leave you few and go find their way. They'll say, "Okay, in future I'll come look for my children, let me go have my life." So yes, the Dubai princess, she just had a baby in May, yeah. And yeah, she announced on Instagram she's done with the marriage. And that marriage is just barely a year old. There's a big ceremony, of course, when your dad is the top shop in Dubai, yeah. So the wedding was, yeah, it was one of the talk of the town. But barely a year later, she has divorced the guy, and she says in a picture with her child, "It's just us two." So yeah, they're saying okay, it's women empowerment. In fact, I've seen a lot of comments like is she a L you see part of the LGBTQYZ kind of thing. But that's it. People always say anything. The truth is, please treat women well. That's what I'm trying to say in all of this. Treat women well because there is always room for them to leave. And when they leave, when women make up their mind, that's it. So today, let me go around everything I've talked today. I talked about the Olympics. I talked about the Olympics. I said Celine Dion had the best performance, the best, absolute best. I talked about the athletes, especially the North Korean athletes. I saw how happy they are. They looked excited to be in Paris, and we wonder if they'll run away from there because the excitement written all over their faces. I wonder if that is what they get back home in North Korea. Yes, and after that, I talked about the mukbang gone wrong, and I said anything mukbang should be cancelled across the platforms. If you know the CEO of YouTube, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, let these things be cancelled because it doesn't teach anything. It's an avenue for people to eat themselves to, to death or to buy. Don't want you to censor this. To buy. So mukbang should be cancelled across platforms because of the mukbang star that, you know, shut down on screen, her intestines, tummy ripped open from eating so much. We've seen Nicky Cado, he has gained a lot of weight, he now has health issues. So that should be cancelled. Mukbang should be cancelled. And then I talked about Ballerina Farm, Child Wife, as the queen of Child Wife. She's getting dragged. In fact, she has brought up a new discourse. It's not new, rather. She has brought up discourse that women have been talking about over the years, that women lose themselves in marriage. You have lots of kids. Before you know it, you're catering to the man and your kids, and age is just going. And that's it. And then I talk about the Dubai princess who has just divorced her husband. And people are saying it's women empowerment because in this part of the world, in that part of the world, they said women, what do they call it? They call it, what's that Arabic word? Falak. I don't know. I'm not sure. I can't remember now. That, okay, or talak. Something like that. Talak. Yeah. That she invokes the talak. Is that the word you use? Please correct me in the comment section if that's the word. So people are like, yeah, women are now too bold, women are this, women are that. But in all, I'll draw my conclusion, never lose yourself. It's going to be hard when you have kids, but always try to be the best you can in everything you do. And until then, I'm going to be ending this live stream. But although I have more people popping in, please hi if you're here, and please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Have a beautiful day, guys. Let me go continue my stuff for the day. Thank you for watching this. Bye.